Hello, everybody. This is UCSB Polls, and I'm Jason.
I'm Daniel.
Hello, I'm TT.
I'm Zhengying.
And I'm Daniel.
So, as just a brief introduction, our project aims to, or the purpose of our project is community building and sort of increasing the overall happiness and well-being of the student body, because we know that a lot of times students are curious about what the campus attitude is towards various topics, so they seek out the opinion of their peers. And the goal of our project is that we uh, we want to allow anybody with a UCSB email to vote on virtually anything, and it'll give insights into what the student body's favorite classes, or what their favorite restaurant is in IB, etc. So as like current alternatives, people often turn towards Facebook and Reddit and create polls on these websites, but they're not really focused on polling, which is why we think there's some motivation for our project, and also support for like finding different polls and sorting different polls is not doesn't exist at all. So, and our project implements these features, so students will be able to sort through and find different polls that they that are relevant to their question. And the features that we've implemented are, first of all, we do account verification, and you have to have a UCSB email, which at ucsb.edu, and you'll have to log in through that email to access sort of the core functionalities of our web app. And some of the things you can do is that you can vote on polls created by other students. You can create your own poll. You can comment on polls. You can search for polls, and without even logging in, you'll be able to sort through and view different polls by categories or by popularity or recency. And you'll also be able to view profiles and view like the voting history and creation history of individual users. And some of the technical details of our project. So for authorization and authentication, we use Auth0. And more specifically, we use Auth0's React library to integrate it into the front end. So our front end will verify whether or not you've been authenticated and whether or not you're logged in. And Auth0 also does something else on the side. Whenever you log in through Auth0, it'll also communicate with our database to add you to our list of users. So then we'll be able to add more information to customize your experience. And for database technologies, we use Firebase, or specifically their Cloud Firestore, and this is a document-based NoSQL database. And we have two main collections: one for the users, which will basically like store information about your creation history, your voting history, and like details like your name, your email, etc. And also a collection of polls, which stores like all the information about polls, like the number of votes, and like who created it, when it was created, when the deadline for the poll is, etc. And for external APIs and libraries, everything's mostly built on React, but we did use different bootstrapping libraries pretty intensively. React Bootstrap, Material UI, and Semantic UI provided a lot of different components that we use to build into our overall web application. And there's still some things left to do. For example, you can't really do anything anonymously on our web app, which would be a feature that we would be interested in implementing. And another thing is that like our API and our database isn't actually secure, so you can call our API pretty much freely and mess with our database. And another thing is we use Auth0, but then we realized that Firebase has a built-in authentication service that would make setting up the application a lot easier, because Auth0, the setup for Auth0 is pretty involved. And for the moderation, another feature is like moderation. Right now there is no moderation, so you can't really delete polls or comments without going directly to the database. And it would be nice if we have some sort of interface for admins to do moderation without having to do that. And also there are still some bugs left to fix that we didn't have time to get around to, unfortunately. And now I'm going to pass it over to Daniel to do the demo of our application.
Okay, so this is the home page of our website. Here out of the box, before logging in, you can view some selected polls. on the home page. These are the recommended polls chosen by us for the users. These are the popular polls ordered by number of votes. And these are the recent polls ordered by date created. Right now, since I'm not logged in, I can only see the results of the polls and I cannot vote on any of them. Clicking on any given poll will take me to its poll page. Here I can view the results of the poll and view any comments. Currently, I can't log in. Currently I cannot comment because I'm not logged in to the website. Going to the navigation bar and clicking on polls, you can reach the browse page. Here you can browse all the polls on the website, filtering by popular or recent, and also by category. At the bottom of this page, there's a button to load more polls. When there are no more polls to load, you are met with this message. Okay, now I'm going to log in with my UCSB email. And you can see that there's now a profile page you can reach from the navigation bar. Here you can see my name, email, voting history, and poll creation history. Clicking on any one of these polls will take me to the poll page. And now I can comment. Since I'm logged in. You can also reply to comments of other users.
And another thing is, if you reply to a reply, then it'll at the person. So go ahead and try doing that.
You can also click on the names of a user to view their profile page. Another function available to you is the search bar. Here you can search for any poll on the website. Clicking search will take you to its poll page. Another function you get after logging in is the ability to create a poll. You can do so using the navigation bar. For example, I can create a poll like, what is your favorite color? Set its category and its due date. And add or remove vote options with a maximum of 8 and a minimum of 2. Now back at the poll page, you can see the poll I've just created. Since I'm logged in, I can vote on this poll with the green check mark indicating I voted for blue. You can also see the date it closes is the one I selected, and that my one vote has been added to the number of votes.